Now, we start here in the U.S., where the first shot recipients are mainly healthcare workers, and about 75% of them are women. Experts estimate that over 300,000 of these workers could be pregnant when the vaccine becomes available to them. But because pregnant women are not allowed to participate in the vaccine trials, there's zero data on how the mRNA vaccine affects pregnant women, at least not intentionally. But Quicktake's Madison talked with a Moderna vaccine trial recipient who got some surprising news during the study. Here's what she had to say about how the trial worked, starting with the number of vaccines versus placebos were available to participants.
10,000 got the placebo, 10,000 got the vaccine. So it's really like flipping a coin. I had a 50-50 chance on getting it or not. I really wanted to get it because how cool would that be, that like they get to use like my information, not for the control group, but for the experimental group. I really wanted to be part of the experimental group.
You've told me that you think that you received the vaccine and not the placebo. Can you explain why you think that is?
I got it in this arm. About an hour afterwards, I got a really, tender soreness in my arm. So my arm was sore for about, I'd say like 3 days. A placebo, like a saline shot, would not make your muscles sore and tense up a little bit, but a vaccine always does.
Can you just give me an overview of what the entire clinical trial process looked like?
They give you your entire timeline for the duration of the study, which is about 22 months. They had already lined out all of the days in which I would be getting tested, getting injected. They told us explicitly from the very beginning that pregnant women can't participate in the trial, and they would encourage us to use contraception, which I was. And I thought, well, that has nothing to do with me because I'm not going to get pregnant, so I don't have to worry about this big rule that they have.
So you went in for a checkup and then you got a test result that was really shocking. Can you walk me through that?
I had gone to the clinic to get my second vaccine because you get two of them in the trial. And I got my standard coronavirus test, my standard pregnancy test. I was waiting for the nurse to come in and administer my vaccine. And she comes in, she closes the door, she looks at me very solemnly. She says, "Your test came back positive." And I'm thinking, I have coronavirus. I'm like, oh my God. Like, she says, "No, honey, you're pregnant." And this was like my whole life, my whole world just came to like a screeching halt. And it becomes scary for me, not just like, oh, I'm going to have a baby, but I'm going to have a baby who could potentially be affected by this experimental drug that hasn't even been FDA approved. And now it's my fault that I've subjected this poor child to this drug.
And how did the doctors react when they found out you were pregnant? Did it seem like they had kind of a protocol in place for dealing with any patients who got pregnant during the trials?
This is just from like my perspective, but it seemed like there was no protocol in place. Because when I asked her what now, she was like, honestly, I don't even know. I need to go call some people who need to go call some people because we don't know how to proceed from here. And I'm there waiting for maybe like 2-3 whole hours trying to see what they're gonna decide, because I even asked like, can I go home now? Like, I've had a really emotional day. And then that's whenever the nurse came in and she explained to me that they're not going to give me any more like injections or anything, but they're still going to keep testing me for coronavirus, and that they're going to monitor me and my pregnancy and my baby for the next 2 years.
And once you learned that pregnant women can't participate in the COVID vaccine trials, but also more broadly that pregnant women are often left out of these trials, what was your reaction to that?
When you exclude pregnant women out of these tests, then it leaves this big old question now, like, what does it do for pregnant women? That's the big question right now. We don't know how it affects them. And it's like, we could have already found this out if we would have opened up a study specifically for pregnant women, or already let pregnant women into these existing studies. We also don't know how coronavirus affects pregnant women. Like, this could have long lasting effects on our health and on our baby's health. So I think this is a demographic that really needs to also be protected, just like everybody else. Once people see my little angel kicking and smiling and being a cute little cherub, they'll know that this vaccine is perfectly safe.
Moderna is expected to unblind their study in about 2 weeks. They'll then offer the vaccine to participants who may have received a placebo. We will certainly follow up on this story then. And thanks to Madison Mills for that report.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quicktake now for insight in an instant.